So our next presentation is about double skin facades, of which I've personally seen more and more. They are evolving as well from general double skin facades to closed cavity facades, and I think they're really going to take over. They do need to respond to the carbon challenge because they're high in carbon, but I think again there's plenty of room there to improve. And your project is about a particular double skin facade with structural glazing. And I'm just going to read a sentence from your short introduction here, because I think it really captures the essence of your talk. The structural challenge consists of creating a double skin 9 meters high by 6 meters wide, so quite large pieces, wide with the least number of elements to achieve maximum transparency. In order to eliminate elements, both skins must work together as a large beam, supported perpendicular stresses for which stainless steel braces are arranged to join them. I'm really looking forward to seeing this presentation.
Okay.
And to talk about this project is Miguel Núñez.
Yes.
And he's from NR. He's got a PhD in structural pre-stressed glass beams.
Yes.
I would need a PhD just to read that.
Okay.
And you're a specialist in structural glass projects, right?
Yes.
The floor is yours. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Thank you for the presentation. Well, we are a facade consulting in Spain, and first of all, previous to go to the project, I want to explain you about more or less the environment of the building, because I think it's important to understand the final result of the building. This is a big view of Madrid. It's our city. And this is more or less the main axis of Madrid. It's the Paseo de la Castellana, and all around this area we have the most important buildings and office buildings that we have in the city. But these all buildings more or less were built in the 17th and 80s of the last century, and its performance is not very high. And for that reason, in the last year, we are refurbishing a lot of buildings of that, in order to improve not only the performance or the behavior of the facades, according to the new balance of the energetic efficiency, but also for the external image of the building, because the new brands want a facade and a building that were according to the new age. In that way, we have here in this area some special elements that are now under refurbishment. For example, the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, that is the big one that we are now developing in the restoration. And in the other side of the Paseo de la Castellana, we have the Colón Towers, that is another iconic building that are now under refurbishment. But in the middle of two big buildings, we have this business center that is called Azca in Madrid. And this is a big square with a lot of office buildings. And it's the business center of the city. In this year, one contest in order to refurbish all the area is approved. In order to change the image of this area from an office building area to a more green spaces, more trees, more garden, in order to give more space to the people and avoid more space to the buildings. With this situation, we have some iconic buildings in this area. That is the BBVA Tower, that is an iconic in Madrid, and it was refurbished 2 years ago. We have also the tallest building in Madrid before the construction of the towers in the north of the city. It's the Picasso Tower, and we have also the Torre Europa Tower with an iconic lobby that were presented here 4 years ago by us. And in the future, we will have here another iconic building for the Hillerwick studio. It's a green office building with a lot of trees and vegetables in the stories. And then this is our building. It's in the center of this area, of this office area and business center area, and with the main facades in the Castellana Street. This is the previous stage of the building. It's a very opaque building. It's a very solid building. It's very close to the BBVA Tower and the Picasso Tower, and only have horizontal windows in the top and a ground floor in the bottom that is a commercial space. This is a special building because really it's two buildings in one building. The upper building is from an owner, and the bottom building is from another owner, different owners. But between them, we have a servitude that it's necessary to access to the upper building through the lower building. This is difficult to sign the entrance to the upper building. This is the image of the actual situation, with the two buildings are more or less refurbishment. In the top building, we have a glass box with all the facades glazing, and in the bottom part, we have the lower building, that is a commercial building, that's it's now under refurbishment. And you can see the different use of the two buildings. There is a challenge here because we have two owners for two buildings with two architects for two projects and two constructors to refurbishment all the building. And this is necessary to have a big coordination in order to have the same lines and the same planes of the different facades. If we go to the previous situation, to the actual situation, you can see in the left the previous ground basement, that it's precast concrete, is totally opaque and very solid. And the new version, this is a render of the final situation of the building with all glass, and in the middle we have the lobby access that we are presented today. You can see that the difference is very important because in the left, in the previous stage, the access is now signed to the exterior side of the building in the street, and the main objective of the project is to put the entrance of the upper building in the Castellana Street. This is the section, the actual section of the building, and as you can see, the lobby, the actual lobby, is so dark and is so tight height, and is with no signs in the exterior to the Castellana Street. And the upper owner wants to sign or to demonstrate that the building is in the Castellana Street. And for that, it's necessary to put more natural light, more transparency, and more relevance in this lobby. The idea of the project is to get more space from the upper building to have a triple height space in the lobby in order to achieve more natural lighting, more transparency, and more relevance in the facade. But here we have two main challenges. One is to convince to the lower owner to sell some space of the stories to the lower owner. And the other one is to cut all the slabs, all the structural slabs, in order to allow the facade go up and to take more space for the facade. These two objectives were achieved, and for that, the project went forward. This is more or less the last situation of the project. Well, if we go to the project, the main objective is to avoid vertical elements and structural elements in order to obtain the maximum transparency in the lobby. we have two double skin facades, one in the exterior side of the building and another one in the interior side, aligned with the interior facades of the bottom part of the building. This is the watertight facade. But how can we solve this solution? We need to solve a glass pane of 9 meters by 6.5 meters. 9 meters height by 6.5 meters width. And we have two lateral walls in order to support the structure because we cut the slabs. Then we think to put the lateral supports only hidden in these walls. But the problem is the deflection of these glasses, because we have a high deflection of 170 millimeters, more or less, and it's not possible to have this deflection. But how we can solve it? We think on that, and we use some connectors in order to work together the two glass facade, two glass pane, increasing the stiffness of the solution. We have a very depth of the beam according to resolve the wind loads. But in the bottom, we don't have these connectors because it's 3 meters high from the floor, and it's possible to be accessible for the people. And then we put in these points some stainless steel horizontal plates to support the wind loads, because in this case, the wind loads are 1/2 of the winds in the top. With these ideas, we go to the project, and you can see here that we have the two different facades, but in the interior facade, we have in the bottom the part of the doors, the entrance doors, and this is the watertight facade. This is the plan with the revolving doors and the pivoting doors, and you can see here the connectors between the two facades. If we go to the details, you can see here the lateral supports. We have the main structure that support the slabs, and is the structure that support the wind loads in the lateral ones. In this case, we have the lateral support and also the support of the weight of the glass in the corner of each glass. In the center, we have the detail of the connector. We have some stainless steel rods of 48 millimeters diameter that is fixed with a rotation element to the glasses. The glass is connected with structural glazing with a plate of stainless steel that is screwed to the fixing of the connector. The glass is a triple laminated glass with SGP, and is ultra clear and tempered glass in order to support all the efforts. If we go to the section, in the top we have another continuous element in order to support the wind loads, and the connector here have some vertical slot in order to let the different moments between the different glasses, but the weight of the rod is supported on the glass, not because the structural glazing is not supporting the permanent loads of these rods. In the bottom, we have this stainless steel plate in order to support the wind, but it's 160 depth in order to support these loads, but the height of this plate is only 20 millimeters. That is not enough for all the distance, but it's glued and fixing to the glass in order to have less deformation in this plate. In the interior side, we have a similar section with a continuous support in the top. And in the middle, we have the same stainless steel plate, but in this case, it's the joint between the structural system on the top and the structural system in the bottom, with the doors and the revolving doors and the pivoting doors. In this case, to avoid problems with the different deformation between the different elements, we have this space in order to accommodate this deformation. Here we can see the plan of the bottom with the revolving door and the pivoting door. And here we have this line that is the difference between the two structural systems. To avoid problems with the revolving door, because the revolving door is more stiffness than the upper facade, we have this gasket element in order to let the different movements between these facades and the bottom facade. Not only in the top, it's only in the lateral ones. We have a perimeter EPDM in order to let these different moments. Now, here we have some pictures about the construction. First of all, we have the slab cutting, that it's so difficult because it was necessary to reinforce the structure and the slabs. And here you have the vertical elements in order to support the facades and the slabs. This is the image with the glass in installation. In this case, it was critical because the glasses are assembly separated. First of all, the inner facade and then the exterior facade. And to avoid problems with the wind, because it's not connected, some exterior element was installed in order to avoid the wind loads in this moment. Then we go to install the roads in order to connect the two facades. As you can see here, we have two different elements. One stainless steel plate glued to the glass with structural glazing, and then we have another piece fixed to this stainless steel plate in order to fix the connectors. And at the last time, we installed the doors, the revolving doors and the pivoting doors, when all the rods are installed in the top. This is the detail of the fixing of the rods with the different stainless steel plates and the rod. This is a match with all the connector from the bottom and the transparency that we have. In this image of the left, because the lower building is under refurbishment in this moment, all these elements are temporary, temporal in this situation, because it's not finished the construction of the lower building. And this is more or less the result of the doors with a stainless steel plate in the top, hiding the pivoting doors. And to finalize, this is a thing that we don't speak after, that is the sustainability. At least we have a very transparent facade, but without shading. But we have the natural shading and the best shading, the trees, because in summer it's cover our lobby that is behind these trees. And that is only thanks to Merlin Properties, that is the owner of the building, Ortelion Arquitectos, the architects, Bob is the project manager, and Inasus, that was the facade constructor. And that is more or less.